What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jackie O, the OG, original Black digital nomad and globetrotting mama. I have been crisscrossing this globe for the last 25 years. I have lived in, golly, did I just say golly? I did. Over 7 countries and traveled to over 70. I am definitely a black woman doing the most. And currently, I am slow traveling full time, yes, full time, with my toddler daughter, Ruth. She is just turned 2 years old in August. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, hey girl, hey, welcome to the O Squad. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I love having you as part of the community. I love getting your questions and your comments and responding to them. And today I want to talk a little bit about your why, understanding your why it's important that you understand your why. Because I know there's so much talk right now about Blaxit and black people moving abroad and let's get out of the United States. We hate it here. They hate us here. We built this country, but like F them. And some of those reasons, yes, were the reasons why every time I come back to the United States, I'm like, deuces, getting out again. But also, there's something a little bit deeper than that I want to talk about because you can leave the United States and you can go somewhere and you can hate that place too. And that's okay. But you can, because you can go somewhere else, right? You got the freedom of movement. You can do what you want to do. But guys, right? If you are not crystal clear on your why and you are not finding that peace within, then you can move to 10 million different places and never be happy. Now, that's not why I move. That's not why I'm constantly on the go. I'm constantly on the go because I truly enjoy embracing and experiencing new cultures and adventures, and I love showing the world to my daughter. Like I just never get sick of traveling. I never get sick of exploring. I never get sick of being uncomfortable, which that might be unique to me, or that may be something that's true to you as well. But I say to each and every one of you again and again, get comfortable with your why. If you want to leave and you maybe spent 2 weeks in Jamaica and you said you love Jamaica, well, you can't, I don't think, ever truly love a place until you've lived there. Like, right? You like Jamaica a lot, right? But you don't know Jamaica until you've actually lived in Jamaica and can truly speak to what the day to day life is about. Because going somewhere on vacation for 2 weeks ain't the same as living there. And I want everybody to be crystal clear about that. I also, you hear a lot about how racism and colorism exist everywhere in the world. And that is true. Like, there's racism, white supremacy, the whole idea that there's some sort of superiority of white skin is very prevalent all over the world. Now, that doesn't mean that, like, you can't find joy, you can't find happiness, you can't find a life in which you thrive in a lot of these various countries, but you, including on the continent of Africa, because let's get real, colorism, tribalism, all that stuff is still, like, the legacy of colonization is still very prevalent on the continent. So even if you're moving to Africa where you're going to be around all black people, like all black people ain't the same, and there are still some nuances in the cultures there. So I want each and every one of you to join me in just journaling. Like, again, I did a couple weeks ago, I did a 5-day journaling challenge, which was super successful. I loved all the women that I got to connect with, and I opened that up to everybody. But specifically, like right now, I want you guys to spend just 5 days journaling on your why. Like, why do you want to move abroad? And like, what do you want to bring you joy in your life? Like, what is it that you're looking for? And not just like the quote unquote like superficial stuff, right? Like I know for me, and if you guys hear me talk about like my why a lot, you hear me say that I love to be near water. Water is very important to me. But why is water very important to me? Like, yes, a beautiful sunrise is beautiful and gorgeous, but water truly speaks to my soul. Like, I love being in it. I almost see it as every time I'm, swimming or out on the water or connecting with nature. For me, it is almost like a spiritual rebirth. I I can only equate it. I can't even speak this morning. It's hella early, guys. To almost like a baptism for me every time I get in the water. And I say the same thing about sunrises and sunsets. Like every morning when the sun rises and I'm up, and I'm usually up to see the sunrise. It's to me, it's about being like reborn and seeing it rise over a gorgeous lake, like I do in Guatemala. It is truly like a spiritual experience for me. It speaks to like my soul. It tells me that that there's an opportunity to begin again. I get super like grateful, and thankful for the life that I get to lead and for all the abundant amount of blessings that I have. Right. So for you, just understanding what place speaks to you like that and why, right? Now, living on a lake is wonderful. Living by water is wonderful. But guys, let me just tell you, like mosquitoes, bugs, all that stuff is not so wonderful, right? And like sometimes I look at my arms and I have like welts that just make me look like I have smallpox or something. I don't, and sometimes I just have a lot of cream on my arms to keep the itching down, right? So there are pluses and minuses to living everywhere, and you can always find, because there's a million and one reasons I could find to hate a lot of the places that I live. Like I was by the water when I lived in Indonesia. The water spoke to me. And when I lived in Indonesia, guys, I did not live in Bali. I lived in Yogyakarta, which is also near like the volcano, but I also go to the water a lot. Indonesia is a series of islands. Um, but there are a lot of rats. Like a lot of rats. Like I was at war with rats. Like if you want to know any way that you can kill a rat, like, and this is your girl who calls herself an environmentalist, loves animals, but like rats and I don't like rats. Like I don't, guys, I don't. If you don't hear anything else from this video, note Jackie O don't like rats. And I've lived in places, and this is not living in poverty. Like these are living in really nice luxury places. That like rats are just a problem just because there's that many of them. Same with like mosquitoes. Don't like dengue fever. Don't like malaria. But mosquitoes are reality when you live in like tropical environments, right? So, and if I, was just focused on what things make me miserable in these places, that is all that I would focus on. And I could go on here and rant about don't go to Indonesia. Like it's full of, one, Indonesia's huge. It's full of rats. It's full of like mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bite you all day, blah, blah, blah. But I don't, right? Like I had the most amazing experience in Indonesia ever. And that being said, like Indonesians bleach their skin a lot. I had to spend a lot of time making sure that the creams and products that I was buying didn't have skin whitener in them because there's definitely an association between white skin, and beauty in Indonesia amongst Indonesian. Like to me, I was kind of an anomaly because I'm the 6 foot black girl who is just there. But like went to get like my makeup done for a photo shoot one day because I was still modeling at the time, and they did not have any foundation that was my color, so they just made me white. Like literally, I gotta find if I can find the picture, I will post it up for you guys. Where they literally made my face white. Okay, so and I could rant days and days and days about anti dark skin in Indonesia and the realities of living there and skin bleaching and seeing just all the horrible things that people do to their skin in order to get it whiter and lighter, brighter as they call it. But I could say the same thing about places in Ghana and Nigeria as well. So there's always a reason that you can find to go in on a place, to talk about a people or culture. And yes, those are things that are extremely like problematic to me, but because guys, I am super comfortable with my why. I am always reinventing my why. Like, right? I have the core foundation of my why, but I also have it evolves, right? Because I've been doing this like awful long time. And sometimes my why was just as simple as I want to go to as many nightclubs in the world as I can. I want to party till 6 a.m. And I was in my 20s, guys, but again, I've been doing this for 25 plus years. So I've been at this a long time. So as you grow and evolve, it's okay for your why to change, right? Like it is absolutely okay. It's okay to move countries. It's okay to say, you know what? I want to spend 2, 3 years in Costa Rica, see how it goes. And I say, honestly, guys, if you truly want to know a country or a place, I think after a year, you just begin to scratch the surface, right? Like you just begin to get what that place is like. When you're starting to get like 2, 3 years, then you can, and you got some language proficiency. If you're in a country that the language isn't English, then you can just to begin to say like, this place sucks. It doesn't suck. If you're comfortable with your why, right? Like, and sometimes you will just know like a place doesn't necessarily speak to me. It doesn't speak to my soul. Like for me, I don't particularly enjoy being cold. Like I don't like. There's nothing about coldness or winter or snow that speaks to me at all. Like I am constantly chasing summer. Like if I'm in a place where the temperature drops below like 75 degrees, like I ain't that interested in being there. I ain't that interested in existing. Although I think fall is very pretty. Like I always say, one year I'm gonna check out fall and drive all along the coast of the northeast of America. That's about it for me, guys. Like it doesn't do anything for me. And but there's people who just love winter and love crisp air. I love the tropics. I love being hella hot. My mama, she doesn't. Like she can't stand being like too hot. So there's something for each and every one of us. There's like environments where we do better, right? Like there's environments where we're more comfortable from a physical perspective, from a physiological perspective. But right now, what I'm really and truly speaking to is like your mental headspace, right? And where you can truly thrive in your head, right? And to thrive in your head, you got to work through a lot of different stuff, right? And all that stuff, guys, like you can move anywhere in the world. And if you still are in a place of your soul ain't right, you're still at a place where you're not willing to do the work, to do the necessary healing, to put you in the mental headspace where you can thrive, then like you can move to every paradise, every tropical island in the world, every mountaintop, every spiritual oasis, and you still will be stuck because you are not willing to put in the work. So my message, I guess, in this video that I'm doing this week to some of y'all like, Jackie, you done lost me, is that like do the mental work or start to do the mental work. Like get yourself in a mental headspace where you are willing to like look at some of your past traumas. You are willing to look at things that have gone wrong in your life. You're willing to look at and examine toxic work environments and why they are toxic relationships, and what drew you to that person, and really doing some of that real work. And for me, a lot of that happens via journaling. Now, all of it don't gotta happen via journaling. In fact, I will say to each and every one of you all, get you a therapist. Especially now, if you at home in quarantine or semi-quarantine during COVID-19, you ain't really going nowhere. Invest the time, the money, the energy, and even some sort of like online therapist. There are therapists of color if that's like your preference. I know for me, it is, because I want somebody who has at least some understanding of my cultural context. But just invest the time in a therapist to help you get your mind right, and spend time journaling, spend time coming closer and connecting to yourself. Like I see so many people so miserable during COVID-19 with so many stresses and worries, and worried about their kids, and miserable because of online learning and like all that stuff. And I'm very vocal if you hear me on like Instagram and saying that is not definitely not the only narrative. Like I'm quarantining with the rest of us. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not traveling like I used to. But yet I am probably in one of the best like mental and spiritual headspaces that I've been in for a very, very long time. Like I say, this year is just a year of like fire for me. Like I'm on the surfboard and I'm riding a wave that has been pretty darn amazing. But again, it's because I am intentional with my daily practice, right? Like the world may be shaking and falling apart behind me. United States is going to like garbage. Other countries, economies are starting to collapse. Um, but yet, like here, I'm good. And it's not that I'm ignoring the reality of the world. Like it's not. Like I'm definitely going to vote in the U.S. election. I definitely feel that I'm still very politically active. I have been doing a lot of fundraising for political candidates. I'm on Facebook, like pontificating. I mean, it's just talking and talking and talking, just like the rest of us about injustices that I see in the world. But yet, like, I'm finding like joy and happiness. Like, I am thriving. My business is doing better than ever. And it is because, like, I understand my why. I understand that even in the midst of a storm, what brings me peace, what brings me joy, how to stay in a place of gratitude. And for me, I think when I'm teaching my course and when I'm working my one on one clients, that is one of the most important gifts, if you would say, that I feel like I give to them, right? Is this just the ability, the skill set, the understanding that even when you feel yourself getting into this hamster wheel of like negativity, how to like get off that hamster wheel, right? Because that is just so important if you want to thrive. If you want to thrive anywhere in the world, that is just so important that you do the work to understand where your weaknesses are, where those soft spots are in your heart and your soul and in your person, and just do the work to just heal, to get yourself in a good place, to be mentally and spiritually balanced. So I hope this, spoke to someone today. If you would like more information about understanding your why it's important to understand your why, then hit me up. I will put my contact information below. I have another course starting pretty soon. My courses, for you guys who don't know, is my course is called We Out. Leaving the life of blah and embracing the life of your dreams. And I hope you guys will join me. I have been doing this course. How many times have I taught it this year? I believe like 8 times. Each time it sells out. It's exclusively for Black women only. Just because I want to create a space for us, by us, where we talk about all this stuff and more on our journeys to moving abroad. Because, guys, for me, moving abroad has truly been transformational. It has changed my life. I love slow traveling. I love slow traveling with my daughter. It has brought me closer to my blackness and closer to understanding that what blackness is just such a big, beautiful black rainbow of different people and cultures and languages and foods. And I would not trade this life for anything in the world. I am always crystal clear. Moving abroad ain't for everybody, and that's okay. Like the beautiful thing about freedom and the whole idea of freedom is that it's choices, right? We aren't free when we don't have choices. Um, and continue to expand what our choices are. So, if you want to join me on this, amazing ride and create your own just amazing, amazing, amazing adventure in life, then come check it out. Schedule a free virtual chat with me where we can see if you'll be a good fit. I like to talk to everybody before they decide to register for my course. It is 6 weeks, and we just make magic happen. It's just so much sister girlfriend love. We just laugh, we cry together, we create a safe space together, and we get down to the nitty gritty of life abroad, how to prep for life abroad, how to build your at least 3 streams of income. I hope to get you up to like 7 streams of income because, guys, let's keep it real. Like, we as Black women, we got to focus on both one, our spiritual, our mental, and our financial health. It's all important. It's all very important. So, thank you, guys. I also have 2 Facebook groups. I will put the links down below. One is specifically about Black Girls Journaling. It's called Black Girls Journaling 2. Black Girls Journal 2. Join it every day. I put a journaling prompt out in the morning, and I just put a lot of inspirational quotes for Black women and affirmations that you can say. So come join me there. And of course, come to my website, www.thejackiolife.com. And my other Facebook group is We Out, Black Women Traveling the World, because we out. All right, O Squad, I love you guys. Again, thanks for listening to my video this week. I make videos every Monday night, so like and subscribe so you get notified. And I'm out of here, guys.
Hey, black girl, hey, you good? Because I'm fabulous. I'm a digital nomad, and my lifestyle allows my daughter and I to experience new places, culture, foods, and people. Living abroad and or traveling full-time is amazing. It is freedom. I can work from anywhere. I want more black women to experience the same sort of freedom. I help black women manifest their dreams of a life abroad or a full-time travel. Are you ready for a life beyond your wildest dreams?